What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to episode 39 of the Pentagon Challenge with Chivas in the Mexican First Division. Hopefully you guys are good. Things are they're looking rosy for the future, put it that way. The short term we might not be as sorted as I'd like us to be, but in the long run we should be good. Just a quick look at the finances to begin with actually. Financially we're in a pretty stable state. Basically, for those of you who don't know, and I do go on about this a lot, when Chivas, when you come to Chivas, and I think this is in the game from the start, they have a £125 million bank loan already existing, being paid back at £1.51 million a month, which means that you have to raise £18 million a year just to pay off the bank loan before other expenditures. So a lot of Chivas' kind of financial structure relies on them selling players for the long-term future. I'm pleased to say that through sales over the summer and the fact that the loan is only going to now be going on, we are in late July and it ends in December, so we've got 5 months left of that loan, and when that's done, financially we'll be a lot more stable and I can really focus on, I guess, building a team. So looking at the balance, you'll see £22 million, so clearly a lot of players have gone out. We'll go straight away onto the transfer centre and look at what's happened in terms of transfers. So this is the transfers that have happened over the summer. I guess the thing that will really stand out to you is the fact I've brought in £2.5 million worth of players and sold £15 million. As I said, had to fix the budget, had to balance the books, had to sell a few top players in order to just ensure financial stability, and it's something that I knew was going to have to be the case come the summer when I took the job. So we've sold Marvin Pinon, the centre mid, for us. He was one of our kind of first choice centre mids. I sold him on. He's not a crazy player. 28. He's gone to Vitesse for £4.8 million. We've sold Jario Herrera to Olympique Marseille for £8.5 million. The young wing-back was our star player, but I had to get rid of him at the end of the day for the benefit of money. Javier Gimenez going out, nothing special there, just to get some money off the wage budget. Garcia's gone out on loan. Who else? Arello has gone out on a free. He wasn't a first team player. It was a bit of a waste having him here. Osvaldo Zuniga, the target man. He wouldn't sign a new contract, so it's one of those things. And finally, Oscar Torres has gone out for a decent sum of money. I mean, £2.5 million, I would have preferred to get a little bit more for him, but at the end of the day, we have some quality centre-backs still in the club, and the £15 million raised is really going to ensure our stability for 5 months until I can kind of focus on balancing the books and sorting out these finances. So on to the interesting stuff, which of course is the ins. First of all, we have Diego Hernandez, 16-year-old striker and left winger. Going to be kind of a second choice player, but a useful player nevertheless. £500,000 for him. Hopefully he can develop at the club. We then have Miguel Angel Torres from Pachua. Brought him in for £1 million, which on the face of it looks like a lot. However, looking at his stats, he is 16 years old. This guy's a class act. He's actually only just turned 16. He was 15 when I signed him. I'm confident this guy will really develop at the club. He's only 16, as I've already said. Give him some first team exposure because he's good enough for our first team, and hopefully he'll just develop as a player in the coming years. We then have Alfredo I'm not even going to attempt that last name. But this guy is a really good attacking midfielder. Good pace on him. Decent attacking stats, as you can see. Pretty physical as well. He's only 20. Lots of potential there. Really good to get him on a free. We then have Abraham Carino, who is just a backup target man. I needed someone who could fill that target man role because just a backup really. This guy was an ideal choice candidate on a free, on a short-term deal. He's quite old, but nevertheless I think he can do a job for us. We then have Saul Villalobos, who is the right winger, right wing back. This is our kind of Herrera replacement. He's not really any kind of comparison to Herrera. I mean, if you look at their stats, he's not even in the same league as him, but nevertheless I needed a player of a similar kind of position and similar role. Although, to be honest, the shape of the team has changed to, I guess, play to our strengths. I'll show you that in a second, but basically I needed some kind of cover. We then have David Simon, who is a 19-year-old centre mid. just a backup player, but he could develop well. Who knows? One of those players where I'll have him on the bench, and if he develops, he develops. If not, well, he came in on a free at the end of the day. We then have Irving Jalamino, who is a big target man. This guy is going to be our man at the top of the field. Not the best target man in the world, however, decent aerial stats, decent kind of attacking, 16 finishing really stands out to me, and 15 jumping and 14 heading isn't too shabby either. And then the final player we have is Jose Antonio Huerta, who is a right winger. He's going to be playing centre attacking mid for us. This guy, really good player, pretty young, 27 caps at under 20s for Mexico. Very fast, very technically gifted. Hopefully he can do a job on the wing for us. Although, to be honest, I am going to be playing him in the centre. So just a quick look at the tactics, and then I'll move on to the squad so you can kind of get an idea. We're going to be setting up with this 3-6-2. 3-6-1 even. 3-6-2 would involve not having a goalkeeper, which wouldn't work, Jack. But no, this team is just about really having a good solid defence. These 5 men in the centre, having 2 wingers who are going to be able to do defensive duties, as well as get up to support kind of a triangle at the top of the field. It's actually not too dissimilar to long-term fans of the Pentagon series. If you can remember at Justice FC, I played something that wasn't too similar to this, but basically one of these holding midfielders was a right back, and I played with 4 at the back and 1 holding, and it did work for a period of time. So I'm hoping that with this kind of setup, it will translate into playing well, really trying to use those free attacking players as best as possible. So you've got Huerta using his pace and his technical ability. You've got Quinones going to be using his, I guess, attacking speed and physical ability. So 2 very fast players playing off a big target man in Jaramillo. Hopefully these guys can just play well together and put in good performances. Looking at the overall squad then, obviously it is going to look significantly weaker because of the players going out. There weren't enough attacking players that I could really bring in of a high current ability. So rather than spend a lot of money to buy one maybe good striker, I decided to get these 3 attacking midfielders who are, I mean, 20, 20 and 22, very young players. Hopefully they can develop. There's plenty of potential there. Then you've got players like Torres, 5-star potential, the 15-year-old, well 16 now, centre mid. Really trying to build a squad for the future, which is mainly why there's a lot of players who maybe don't have the best current ability but have potential to develop, and that is really what I'm looking to do here. With the loan being paid off, it means I'm not going to have to sell on youth prospects anymore come a few months, which will be really nice to have, and it means I can really start focusing on developing and using the fantastic facilities and youth recruitment that Chivas have to build a squad for maybe the next 2 or 3 years. In the fixture department, obviously, there's only been pre-season friendlies. 2 wins, 4-3 and 2-0. Maybe would have liked to win those by more. On the other front, actually, and I still don't get this, but we are in the North American Champions League. I believe the way this works is that the teams from the first season, the opening season in Mexico, qualify for the Copa Libertadores, and then depending on your position in the second season, you go into the North American Champions League. Although that might not be the case. At the time of uploading this, I've not actually uploaded any other Chivas episodes, so maybe someone's explained it in the comments for me by now, and maybe I understand. But basically, we are in the North American Champions League, and it's a fantastic opportunity, and it also kind of, I guess, presents its own unique opportunity with us being at Chivas to potentially win 2 of the 5 Pentagon challenges, you know, 2 of the Champions Leagues at one club, which would be a pretty cool achievement, I think. So yeah, looking at us on paper, it's going to be tough this season. I want to kind of make it to the semi-finals of the league format of the opening season. Obviously, plenty of fixtures to play yet. It'll be interesting to see how this formation works, because I've not really had a chance to test it against other high-quality teams. But one of those things, I guess. I guess we can have a quick look at the league. So obviously, Cruz Azul won the league last year. They're in the North American Champions League because of their final position before, and it was a little bit disappointing to lose to Cruz Azul, if I'm honest. Obviously, it's now 3 years since Chivas won a league title, which is quite a long time to go without it, so we need to set the history right there. But also, a Mexican team has never won the Copa Libertadores, so that is a chance at Chivas to really make some history at the club. So yeah, guys, this episode's pretty short just because there's not a lot to cover, but I thought I'd just kind of fill you in on what's happened pre-season. Financially, looking quite solid now. Hopefully we can just see out the next 5 months and then really look to build for the future. Financially, we've got some really good deals. We are the top of the sponsors table. We are the biggest team in Mexico. On paper, if you go by past kind of positions and stuff, and I feel like as if it's only a matter of time before we really become a powerhouse in this league. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. It's me, Jack. Give the video a cheeky like, actually. Cheeky like always helps me out, and it is really appreciated, guys. It shows that you're enjoying the videos. As always, if you've got anything to add, any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. And other than that, guys, I'll talk to you in a bit. I'm out.